Hi, I'm Rob. Welcome to Rob's Been Running. I hope you are all doing well, staying safe and training hard. Today we are talking head torches, which are a central piece of kit for nighttime running, whether you're running around your local roads in the dark or whether you're running on some trails or up a mountain somewhere as part of a nighttime section on a challenging ultra marathon. There are all sorts of different types of head torches on the market which cover a wide range of uses. I've used many of those different manufacturers myself: Petzl, Fenix, Nightcore, Everbeam, to name a few. And they also range in different values as well. So you can go from really cheap and affordable to actually quite expensive. The important things with head torches is to choose the head torch that's appropriate for your needs. And two considerations I would say for choosing a head torch are: number one, where are you going to be running? Are you going to be running just on the roads, or are you going to be running on trails or up a mountain somewhere? And then the other consideration is how long are you going to be out there for? So are you just going out for an hour's run in the dark? That's one different use case. Another totally different use case is, are you going to be running on the trails for several hours? And if it's a nighttime section of an ultra marathon, you could be out there for 10 hours or 8 hours or more in the dark. So yeah, those types of considerations, they're not the only considerations, but they do determine or help you determine what type of brightness or lumens you need for your head torch, and obviously the burn or run time of your head torch, so how long that battery is going to last. Of course, there are other factors including weight, IP rating, waterproof, that type of thing, dustproof ratings, but those are a good starting point to have. Personally, myself, I like to have 300 lumens minimum when I'm running on the trails, just so I can see what's in front of my feet. But if you're running on the roads, then maybe you probably don't need as much brightness as that, and you can get away with a cheaper head torch as opposed to some of the more expensive ones. Also, if I'm going to be running overnight on an ultra marathon, then I'm going to want a head torch that lasts a very long time, and one I can change the battery in, which is actually a mandatory requirement for many ultra marathons these days. But if you're only going to be going out on the roads in the dark for an hour, then most head torches will last that anyway. So right, let's get on to today's head torch now. So up until now, I have been, for my trail and ultra ventures, I have been using the Fenix HP16R, which is this one here, which is an amazing head torch with a maximum output of 1600 lumens and a runtime of 8 hours on the high setting mode, which is 400 lumens, and it has multiple modes of operation as well. I'll leave a link in the description below this video so you can check out my review of the HP16R when I did that a while ago, probably 2 years now actually. But I'm going to be upgrading my head torch, and we'll go into why I'm going to do that in a moment or in a little while. But this is the Fenix HM62-T. Here are some facts and figures about the HM62-T. The Fenix HM62-T retails in the UK for £84.95 on the Fenix website. It has a maximum output of 1200 lumens and a maximum distance of 150 meters in beam length. It's made from a lightweight magnesium construction, which is 30% lighter than aluminium. The magnesium chassis works as an excellent heat sink to disperse heat from the device when using over extended periods. This helps prolong the life of the head torch. The head torch has a single switch for easy operation. It has instant access to a red light output from the off position as well, which is useful in emergency situations. Electronic lockout on the buttons, which help protect your light from turning on accidentally and being activated when you're stowed in your race vest, for instance. The battery has a 4-level indicator to let you know how much juice is left in your headlamp or your head torch before you set off and when you're out on the trails. There is a USB-C charging port supplied with the battery and an LED indicator for the charging status as well. There is a breathable and detachable headband with reflective strips and built-in emergency whistle for safety. The headband has a patented bi-directional BOA sport headband click adjustment system to allow you to easily tighten or loosen the headband. The lamp itself has a vertical tilt adjustment, so you can adjust it to suit your needs when you're out on the trails or on the road. The torch as well was also IP68 rated, so that's dust and waterproof rated, and it's submersible up to 2 meters for up to 4 hours, and it has a 2 meter impact resistant as well. So should I say it is 2 meters impact resistant, so I wouldn't try dropping it or throwing it, but yeah, hopefully it should survive if you do drop it. Okay, so let's go through the head torch in a bit more detail. Okay, let's get into the construction of this head torch. The head torch is constructed from a premium ultra light weight magnesium alloy, making it super light and super strong. The HM62-T weighs in only 74 grams without the battery and 124 grams with the battery. The battery is easy to take in and out of the device simply by unscrewing the cap at the end. So if anyone's had a Fenix torch previously, certainly one of the more modern ones, you'll be used to this. These are the batteries here. It's like a rather large AA. Just pop that in there and then you screw the cap back on like so until the cap doesn't turn anymore. So that's quite easy to do. This helps when you're out on the trails in the darkness. Having an easy access to that battery is really crucial. You don't want to be fumbling around with that in your pack for trying to find some AAA batteries or something like that and putting them in the dark. It's an absolute nightmare. So this makes that super easy. Charging the battery is also simple. So if I take that back out of there now, it comes with a USB-C charging cable, and all you do is plug the battery into your laptop or something like that. So you'll see here the USB-C plugs straight into there. You get some indicator lights around here, so when it's red when your battery is charging, and then when it's fully charged the indicator lights turn to blue. It also gives you a charging status as well, so you'll get like 4 lights around there or 3 lights, and it'll tell you where you are along the charging process. And it only takes 3 hours to charge this battery from empty to full as well. The headband itself has a patented enclosure. Let me just put that cap back on there quickly. The headband itself has a patented BOA fit enclosure here. All you're doing is tightening that or loosening it in order to tighten or loosen the headband. It's a patented system, as I said, but it works very, very well. You can see here as well that the headband has some perforations in that in order to improve breathability, and we've got some structured overlays around here which are which light up in the dark basically. You can also detach this headband from the torch if you want to wash that in the future. Okay, so onto the operation of the head torch. Operation is quite simple. You've only got one button here to operate the whole torch entirely, which makes it really useful when you're out on the trails running an ultra marathon. You don't really want to think about how to operate your head torch, you just want to make it simple. So that one button does that. To turn the head torch on, simply all we do is hold the button down for half a second. You'll see that the very low white light has come on there now. And then to turn it off, we just press and hold again, and that's gone off. If we want to activate the red light, we just double click the red the on and off button, and that operates the red light function of the unit. If we press and hold again, that's now gone. If we Once we turn the headlight on, so press and hold to turn the Y light on again, single clicks will then take you through the various lighting options or different power settings for the head torch. And then holding that again turns that off. Same with the red light. If we double click to turn the red light on, we can then click again, single click, and that will put the red light into flashing mode, and that actually flashes out as the Morse code for SOS. If we just want a single red light, which is useful for map reading, etc., then we just have it on constant light. If I press and hold again, that's now gone off as well. So really simple and easy to do. The white light mode we get is 4 options, different intensities and burn times for those. So let's pop those on the screen for you now. In a low setting, which is 5 lumens, you get 280 hours burn time, but again, that low setting is really only useful for probably reading a map or getting your keys out for your front door or something. Is a really low light, but good. Or maybe if you're camping or something, it would be good to find your way out of the tent to the toilet or something. Medium settings, 130 lumens, probably good for road running. From that, you're going to get 23 hours and 40 minutes of burn time, with a 45-meter beam reach as well. I should have mentioned on the 5 lumens you get an 8-meter beam reach. Onto the high setting, this is the setting I use the most for my head torches. You get 400 lumens output, and you get 12 hours burn time from that, and a beam distance reach of 80 meters. And then on a turbo, that's the full power mode, you get 1200 lumens, which is super bright. You only get 4 hours burn time, and that will also go for 150, also give you 150 meters beam. In the red light mode, we get 2 options. So we get that constant red light that we just saw, which is 5 lumens, so pretty low light there, really good for map reading, and it will last you for 60 hours on that. And you get an 8 meters beam distance, and then if you've got that flashing, you'll get 5 lumens again, but you'll get 120 hours out of that, again with another 8 meter beam distance. We can control the beam by tilting the head torch up and down quite easily. You can feel that tilt adjustment, so you can go from level to tilting downwards, making that nice and easy to get a personalized fit. And lastly, we have the lockout function as well. So this is the function that prevents the head torch from being turned on when it's in your bag, which is something we don't want, because the last thing you want to do when you're in a race, reach for your head torch, or you're out running at night, you reach for the head torch, you turn it on and it's dead as a dodo. So we certainly don't want that. To activate that feature on the HM62-T, we simply follow the very simple instructions. So with the lamp switched off, we press and hold the on off button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and it will flash 4 times. That is now locked. If we now attempt to turn it on, it will flash a few times to say it's in lock position. If we want to unlock that, we press and hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and now the light is back on again, and we can cycle through the beams. And that's it. Very simple to use, and well thought out head torch. Right, so I mentioned at the start of the video that I was upgrading my head torch from the HP16R to the HM62-T. So why is that? When my HP16R is so good, why am I changing to this newer head torch? Well, it's a good question, but for me it's quite an obvious one and a simple one to answer. It's 2 reasons. The first of all is weight, and the second one is battery life. So when we look at the head torches, you'll see, particularly if you take a look at the video for the HP16R, that both of them have got great power in terms of lumens, and in fact the HP16R has more power than the HM62-T. But, and this is a big but, what is the point of all of that power? You know, when you're running on the trails or up a mountain, you don't need a searchlight in order to be able to see where you're going. You know, you just need a decent light, which is strong enough to light up the trails enough so you don't trip over things and you can see far enough ahead. And 1200 lumens, 1600 lumens is, you don't need that much power. I mean, that is pretty bright. If you've ever put on a head torch with that much power and you run around or even look around with it, you'll see it lights up everything, and you just don't need that much power. Yeah, occasionally it might be nice to have a burst of power to see something, but to be honest with you, most of the time you're not going to be using that setting because you'll drain the battery too quick on your head torch. So I would use, generally I use like a middle setting or that high setting that I've mentioned earlier in the video, which is like 400 lumens. That is more than enough for you to do what you need to do on the trails, be able to see where you're going, etc. So that was one thing. And then the second thing is the weight. Now, I'm not concerned about the weight of the head torch when it's stowed in my pack, because these head torches that you're talking grams, they're not, you know, and yes, all the grams of all your kit together weigh up. They do, of course, and the other factor is form factor as well. When you look at different head torches with battery packs and with a smaller unit there, you know, that comes into consideration as well in terms of stowing it and how easy it is to stow it. But when it comes down to pure weight, I'm not that worried about the weight of the HP16R when it's in my backpack. What I am concerned about is the weight of the HP16R when it's on my head for multiple hours, and we're talking like 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever. So that's where this comes into it. So to put this into context, I've pulled up a little side-by-side graphic on the screen for you now. And that's going to show you the difference between the HP16R and the HM62-T when it comes to weight versus power versus burn time. You will see the weight difference is quite noticeable. So the HP16R without a battery is quite a light 164 grams. But the HM62-T without a battery is 74 grams. So that's a 50% difference there in weight. When you look at the HP16R with its battery in it, it goes up to 225 grams, and the HM62-T with its battery is 124 grams. So again, almost, not quite, but almost a 50% reduction in weight. So it doesn't sound a lot when you're talking about grams, but believe me, when you've got a head torch on your head for 8 to 10 hours or even more, that can make quite a bit of difference. So you want it to be as light as possible, almost unnoticeable when it's on your head, really, when you're wearing that head torch for that many hours. So also when you look at the brightness versus burn time, if we go into that now, my focus for both head torches where I use it, as I've said already, is the high setting. So that's my standard go-to setting. And if you have a look at the output for both lights on that high setting, it's 400 lumens. So both of them are putting out the same light on the same high setting, which is great. But if you look at the burn time, that's where it gets interesting. So the HP16R on a 400 lumen high setting will keep you going for 8 hours before the battery needs to be replaced. If you look at the HM62-T using the same setting, the same lumens, that battery will keep you going for 12 hours. So big difference there. 4 hours is a massive difference when you're on the trails. That can be the difference between changing your battery or not changing your battery. There aren't many races that you'll do, particularly in the summer, where you're going to be in the dark for 12 hours. Just isn't going to happen. Maybe in the winter, yes, you will, and then you will need to change your battery. So if I think about the Arc of Attrition race, 16 hours of darkness, you're going to need to change your battery at that point, some point. So, but yeah, for the majority of races, one battery with the HM62-T will last you the full overnight section of a race. So that's the other reason for wanting to change the head torch. So hopefully that makes perfect sense, and it's quite a logical step, really, for that direction. But definitely not going to stop using the HP16R, but those are the reasons why I want to change over my head torch. So that concludes the head torch discussion for today. I hope you found that useful. Do take a look at the HP16R video, because that will give you some good context on that head torch before, and then you can come back and look at this one as well, so you see the difference. Obviously when I bought the HP16R, this HM62-T wasn't even available on the market, but there were others available on the market, but the HP16R just kind of cried out to me at the time, and it's been a really good head torch over the years. And as I said, I'll carry on using it, but you know, I'm hoping that this is obviously well suited to run, but it's also well suited to hiking adventures as well, so it's really good for that. But I'm hoping that the switch to this new lighter head torch is going to pay dividends on longer runs. So yeah, I hope you found that useful anyway. But why don't you let me know what you think about my choice of head torch, and what head torches you're using. What brands do you use? How did you get on with them? What other head torches have you used in the past? And maybe more importantly, what other head torches would you like to see me review in the future? Obviously you've got silver out there, you've got many different brands out there. So if there's any one in particular that you would like me to review in the future, then do let me know in the comments below this video, and yeah, we'll go and take a look at that. But that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. It is really much appreciated if you do that, and remember also to hit that like button as well. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm and all of that stuff, which I do not understand that well, but I know it helps. So thank you very much. Train hard, race hard, have fun. Until next time, I will see you soon. Take care.